As always is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and we are here tonight with the one, the only, Mr. James Schwartz.
Greetings, everybody.
And of course, we're joined once again with the talented, the sexy, Mr. Chris Viseau. Where's my clapper? And of course, it would not be an Invictus D&D game without the one, the only, GM extraordinaire, Ms. Jo Fallak. And tonight we are back with another entry into our Ghosts of Saltmarsh novel called These Unfathomable Depths. And if you don't understand what that title meant, then just go back and watch the other 7 fucking episodes.
Is this really episode 8?
Yeah, I think
Man,
it is.
we've done so much so far in the game.
We old.
We've covered ground.
Yeah, we're doing it. I know. Ladies and gentlemen, it is, of course, Wednesday night. We play RPGs live every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Welcome. If you are watching this on YouTube, please like the video. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are on Twitter, tweet something fun, completely unrelated to this stream, just because it's a great thing to do. Get the door. It's Domino's. That's
Pizza's
an ad.
here.
$15 in our pocket. We're now sponsored by Domino's all the time. This is Domino's stream, guys. So everyone plug that medium feast pizza.
What?
I don't know. I'm tired.
Can we
We've
call it
officially
a
sold out.
feastsa? At least?
Feast.
At leastsa?
Of course, we have internet issues as always. So if the stream stops halfway through or in the first 10 minutes, just wait 5 minutes.
Start your own stream.
And come
Start
right
your
back. Yeah, start your own show. Finish the story. Did you see
Like when
that
I'm teaching online, I'm like, if I'm not here, I don't know. Who's the
Teach
smartest kid in the
yourself.
class? You're in charge.
You. Did you see that Princess Bride where they filmed all the separate scenes? A bunch of celebrities did it during the first lockdown.
Yeah.
It was really funny. So do that. So if we stop, just pick it up where we left off with you wearing wigs and stuff. Wigs of Chris.
Let's cast to the community real quick. So I think that probably Jessica's going to play me. I'm saying Alexi will play James.
Oh shit, he's gonna play me.
Probably Colin Burkhart.
Yeah, Colin Burkhart and I are spitting images of each other.
And I think Michael and Brianna will be tag team Chris.
Yeah, that's
Together.
because you don't know which
I
one
like
of me
that.
you're gonna get.
That's
right.
Great. We mentioned that we had a little announcement today. For those of you who did not check, big news: InvictusCon 2021 is officially announced. If you have not seen it, check out the announcement video that Joe and I filmed in like 5 minutes. We thought we were going to announce it, and then we're like, let's just do a separate video.
Harlan comes to me. He's like, I've got the script. I'm like, putting
do
on
this.
mascara, like, okay, babe.
And it's going to be March 26th, 27th, 28th. We're going to be starting the weekend off with a jumpstart, a classic game called The Running Dead, which is a throwback to the golden days, GM'd by Justin, starring James, myself, Joe, Chris, Alex. The whole gang is back. It's going to be a elimination, winner takes all bloodbath where you guys sponsor us with the XP that you've earned over time. We're going to tell you more about that when it comes. And then the weekend's going to kick off. We got panels. We have podcasting panels. We have a voice acting panels.
Alley.
Artists Alley, where we have people like Limey Jade, Adam Davis,
Jessica,
Jessica,
Katie
the
Orrit.
Orrit sisters. James's Pottery is going to be there.
I'll be there.
Incomparable Adam Davis.
I did say Adam Davis.
Did you? Well, I'm mentioning him again.
Blew right past it, but Adam Davis art, who does all the art for Dice Shame, as well as a late night hangout for Patreon supporters and for regular people and for all you norms. No, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be all weekend long. So if you have not watched the announcement video, go check it out, because it tells you how to sign up if you want to run a game. And then if you just want to play, you have to wait until the signups are done. The games will be announced. Already we have, I think, 8 people signed up running games. It's only been a number of hours, so it's going to be a huge blast. Oh, and I should mention, we have guests from other podcasts and audio dramas coming on. We have Rach, which is Rob's, aka Jack Page's partner, who has a wonderful podcast called Plus One Forward about Powered by the Apocalypse systems. She's going to be on a podcast with me, as well as
She's going to be on a panel with you.
Panel with me, as well as Mike from Dice Tower Theater and Karen from Y2K Podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun, lots of cool stuff coming up. Jeff Hayes from Soundbooth Theater, Justin Thomas James, as you all know, doing voice acting. Lots of announcements to come, so get psyched. And that's it for us. Have a great night.
Bye.
Just kidding. I mean, that's it. So yeah, make sure you do that, sign up, all that jazz. But beyond that, I think we're ready to go, right? New episode of Dice Door.
Dimension Door.
Our podcast is called Dice Shame, but are you also speaking about Dimension Door?
I was like, because I know Dimension Door just launched their book 2.
Yep, season 2 started today.
So check that out.
And did we hear a little birdie tell us about a new YouTube channel for Dimension Door?
I don't know if they want to announce that
Yeah.
yet.
Yes, we have a YouTube channel which is going to feature all of our episodes in video format, which is uploading as I speak.
So if he starts going,
So look out for that.
This is a fun sneak.
It's coming. It's coming. It's in the works. It'll be live by tomorrow.
No pressure, James.
So new Dimension Door, new Dice Shame tomorrow, and Chris has a new braid. Let's show that braid, Chris.
Yeah.
Looking good in Viking.
I'm going to have a website soon. I'm going to be on the interweb.
It's called
right.
Don't Do
www.don'tdowhatchris.com.
Farm website with Viking, not that one. That's going to be linking to my farm website that's going to come out. So I'm just going to start plugging that. So that way when people need eggs or like rhubarb, I can send it to you.
Are you actually going to? Because I will start.
It's going to be
we're
called
totally going to have, we're working on a website. Yeah.
Good.
don'tdowhatchrisdo.com/farm.
No, you know what? And I've said this last time. When your farm website is live, I'm gonna buy a URL. don'tdowhatchrisdo.com, and it's gonna auto route to your farm website, and that way, I'll be laughing as you get more and more people interested in buying your stuff.
Yes.
Perfect.
You'll be selling so much fucking rhubarb.
Oh God.
All right.
Screw you, Harlan. Can't keep up.
Damn you for my prosperity.
I guess we should get to the game because as YouTube commenter blah blah darkside111 reminded me the other day, your intro was almost 15 minutes too long. Jesus Christ, that is way too long-winded. And Darkseeker111 obviously pays for all of this.
Ooh, yeah.
So we need to make sure that he is.
Did you issue him a refund for this free entertainment?
I did, and I apologize
YouTube
profusely.
allowed you to skip ahead a bit if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's almost if YouTube had this scrolling bar that would allow you to just move forward in time.
Unfortunately.
No, but this episode is dedicated to Darkseeker111. Fuck you. Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. These Unfathomable Depths.
So exciting. All right. We are rejoined by our team of adventurers. We have Talia the halfling, Rana the merman, a Triton, I suppose. Merman! And the adventurer formerly known as Uranographyl and now currently known as Hemiptera, who is a gnome. The three of you, after having spoken with Father Orus Fiax in the Bouncing Barnacle, after returning to Saltmarsh, I guess you guys probably went to bed, right? That's what happened?
Yeah, Talia crawled right up into her cozy cot and fell asleep, clutching the many skulls she has now.
Yeah, how many skulls
We got
do you
loaded
have?
on brandy that we found too. We found a lot of brandy, so we were celebrating.
True enough.
That's right.
But we were saving the bottle of wine for when all this is over or something.
Yeah, the
I think
fancy
she has
one.
4 skulls now. She has the golden skull, the alchemist skull,
Her dad's skull.
father's skull, and I think she grabbed a mundane skull.
Did she grab a skelly skull?
Yeah, a skelly skull.
And she has the dope ass hat.
That's right.
Pretty great, hey?
Yeah.
Can we just talk?
And we're off.
Are we?
No, I can still see you. No, you're still with us.
No, we're back.
In a second, it's gone.
Yeah, you're here. You're here.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
here. It's
Wait
just
for it.
Oh,
not too bad.
Yeah,
Did
it
we
went
come
red.
back?
Is it back
you're
up?
here.
Went right
Yeah,
now,
you
it-
never
it
left.
hung on to it.
Rogers with the save!
It had to happen sometime, folks.
It went straight down to red and then came back up. So let's walk very gently forward. Don't make it angry.
Speak quietly. So yeah, you guys are 3rd level adventurers. You are more deftly and beautifully outfitted with your magical items and your fresh garments. You look great. You're an Augerfil, or sorry, Hemeptera. Did you pick up any like vestments, or is it just the pipe that you got?
I just got the pipe. I also got that cool little glass bauble that I pulled out of the fire pit that rained all sorts of hell down from the ceiling.
But you exchanged that for a talisman.
I did. Oh, yes. So, yes, I do. I have a fancy talisman now.
And Talia, did you invite your new friends to come and hang out and like crash at in your like little room above the bouncing barnacle?
I think Talia, like, when the adventure was over, Talia is very keen on keeping these friends because I think she's very new to it. The idea of having people that rely on her and that she relies on, and she's really excited. So she was like, you can sleep there, and I'll sleep up here, and I can sleep on the floor if you want. You can have the bed, Ron. It's all right.
Well, it's hobbit-sized, Talia. I don't know if you noticed. This is a hobbit-sized room.
There's 2 beds in the room. I can put them on top of each other, or one after the other, and then your legs can just flop over to the next bed, and it'll be perfectly fine. And you see,
and
like,
as Talia's saying this to me, yeah, I'm like, that is so sweet. But as she's saying this to me, the innkeeper's pushing a big barrel to fill with water. I'm like, honestly, this is how I sleep, and it's so much more comfortable. You guys should try it. And it fills it up with water, and I just soak in.
And then he starts pouring. Then he starts pouring salt in. He's like,
makes me float better.
Stirs it up.
And in the morning we have soup.
Talia's decked out too. She's got that like. She's got the studded leather mermaid armor, the hat. She got that moldy cloak.
It's no longer moldy.
No, she dry cleaned it.
Yes.
And then
magically
skulls. So she's looking good too.
I
love your armor, Talia. I think it's really nice.
Thank you. And every time I look down at these little fishies, I think of you and our friendship.
Awesome. From kin to kit.
This is a friendship. This little ship on my chest right here. I call it friendship.
That's so cute. I'm picturing the 3 of you just tucked away with like 3 kind of guttering smoky oil lanterns, just keeping the room vaguely dim, and you're kind of like tucked in your little beds, just like chatting about.
I wish we could do this actually.
I know.
What you got up to.
We need to do a sleepover.
I want to just like sleepover. Man,
I mean, you're not like one of you's in a barrel, kind of sloshing
It's still
around.
a sleepover.
Yeah, just like a sleepover, Joe.
Didn't you get thrown in?
I'm picturing like a barrel bathtub. I'm not picturing like I don't know, like an apple barrel or like wine barrel. Like standing up.
You're folded up.
All right, good night. They like put the lid on you, hammer it in. You're like,
remember to open it up in the morning, please.
You're like Odo. Perfect. And then I guess we wake up the next morning, and so Father Aris told us that we need to have a little bit of a conversation with the town council, was it?
Yeah, that's right. He told you that the town council would be very interested in hearing your tale about what happened at this old alchemist's house, especially considering your news of there being bandits, smugglers.
Righto. Well, I say we make there, because there's not much else we need to do right now. Did we end up returning the supplies? No, the town council would let us know what the silk
What they
brandy.
want. Yeah. Yep. So
Minus
we still have that.
The brandy we drank last night.
Minus a few brandies, yeah.
Minus a couple
Minus
glasses. Like
couple
we
sniffs.
just a off the-
Steins of brandy.
Just a few big...
full steins, full
Just a-
full flagons.
Just a barrel of brandy that he slept in.
And with that,
It's just
meeting's
empty
over.
when you wake up.
Our banter goes on forever. Joe's so patient.
Sorry.
Thank you, Joe.
No, I love it. This is the best part. I'm dropping you guys
Okay.
back down on the map.
Cool.
So
yeah.
the bouncing
We're
barnacle.
giants!
Ah! Godzilla style. Just crush Saltmarsh to pieces.
Yeah.
You know what's a cool monster in D&D? The Kuotoa. I think they're right up there for me as like one of my favorites because of the fact that these little creatures can create deities just by believing in them hard enough. Did you guys know about
Holy
that?
fuck. No.
Chris
They're
and I
so
kind of know
cool.
about that.
Hit me with some deep lore, Joe.
Lore us.
Well, so in Out of the Abyss campaign, there's a town, and spoilers for those of you who haven't played or are playing, tune out for like a minute.
Let's
but
be vague about it because we might go back to it.
yeah, there's a town full of Kuo-toa. They're fish people, and they're kind of a little bit out to lunch. But basically, they all come together and start telling each other stories about something, and they all believe in it so hard that it comes true. And that's their gods are like their own creations. They pick up flotsam and jetsam. So there's like weird statue of like a bust that they salvaged with like a crayfish like arm on the top, and then like that actually becomes a real god. It's kind of
Whoa.
Wow.
Anyway,
That's
I was just
dope.
imagining you guys like attacking this town as like the deities of a Kuo-toa
Are there
religion.
Kuo-toa in this town?
Well, not that you know of.
Oh.
Wink.
All of that was to lead up to no.
No.
Just wanted to talk about them.
Well, the reason that I went on this tangent was because I was imagining you guys being giants and like destroying the town of Saltmarsh as these fanciful Kuo-toa deities, vengeful and violent. You are not, however. The Bouncing Barnacle is not an official product of Wizards of the Coast, so there's no number associated with it on this map. Where do you guys think it exists?
I think it's between 21, 22, and 19.
So it
right on the
is.
water there.
Yeah. It's like a little bit
Yeah.
on the
Make it so.
east of town, annoyingly.
Should we not be on the east of town?
No. Just that north
just-
is to the left and
Oh,
east
right.
is up and south is to the right.
Yeah, I think that
and
makes the
west
most
is to
sense. We'd be near the water on a busy street.
Yeah.
Totally.
Everything else in the center seems taken, so.
The sun rises on the town of Saltmarsh. It's a busy place even very, very early in the morning. A lot of activity out in the docks, as you can imagine. Fishermen going about their work. People already are hauling their daily catches in by the time you guys make your way down to the common room of the Bouncing Barnacle.
And making TikTok videos above them.
It's hard to bear.
For sure.
Cool. So you guys want to head straight to the city council, or did you want to take a walk?
Oh, let's
up to
totally
you.
walk the street.
I mean, how do you say no to an offer like that? Let's take a little walk. Let's scamper around. Take a scenic route.
Right? No hurry.
See if we can hear a little bit of the scuttlebutt.
Let's just establish, Rana, you are the most familiar with this town, I think, but you had said still kind of only mildly familiar. You would know where the town council is, but you don't know every nook and cranny of Saltmarsh. You spent a lot of your time out on the open ocean helping.
I mostly to the dogs. Yeah, exactly.
So the building called 14, which I've just pinged on our map, is the council hall. So we're going to head through quite a bit of neighborhood on our way out. We pass by a Mariner's Guild Hall. It's kind of dark at this time of the morning still. More of like an office-y type building than a place where people actually go for any sort of fishing business.
What was it? Mariner's what hall?
The Mariners Guild Hall?
And that's 20. That's
21.
21.
Then continuing, I'm just going to say south, guys.
You know what? Let's rewrite it.
I'm rewriting history
South
here.
is now south on this map.
That's right.
As it should be.
It is written. You also pass by a couple of large mansions. That's 20.
Did that wrong.
What? Oh. I don't understand why you're laughing.
Terrible.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I'm drawing the compass again for everybody.
Oh.
I just did a really
Oh, bless your heart, Chris. I had to zoom out, but no. I appreciate you all the more.
Yeah, and you fucked it up.
I did. You see me right east and scratch
Yeah,
it
they
up.
just scratched it out.
Oh, yeah. So 19 and 20 are both a series of mansions and villas probably merchants or kind of associated people. Folks with cash live here. And then continuing south, we come to Fishmonger's Plants. That's 18. So the largest and smelliest of the buildings on the docks. This is like a fish processing area. It's very busy this time of the morning. The smell of salt and flesh pervades your nostrils. 17 is Blacksmith Forge. There's a big single anvil out front, and there's a dwarf working it hard. Clouds of soot and ash just furrowing through multiple chimneys in this hut.
Typical.
What else?
16.
16, we got some more mansions. 15, we have a huge market that is built around a large well. So there's a variety of goods being sold here right now. Not just fish, but there's like a bunch of restaurants. People are eating communally here.
Ooh.
And then there are stalls, people selling wares from dry land. This is actually called the weekly market. So you have people coming in here who are traveling salespeople, merchants and stuff. They're selling like wheels of cheese, and there are like bakers, and then also people selling bricks, and you know.
I envision people like having half barrels like of barbecues, like cooking things and flipping them as people walk by.
Yeah. There's like someone's making fucking hand pies.
The well market. This seems like a beautiful place. Should we grab a bit of breakfast? And Talia walks over to like a fish on a stick.
Yeah, the proprietor of this
I'm okay
fish
with
stick stand is like, morning.
Morning.
Hey.
Wait, morning. Hi. Well, I was wondering if we could buy maybe 3 fish on the sticks.
Oh, they come in 4s.
Well, I'm sure someone will eat an extra one.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
That'll be 1 silver. Actually, yeah. Yeah, for you, 1 silver.
Oh, well. And she gives a silver and then hands out the fish on a stick to everybody.
Who gets the extra one?
Probably Rana.
Nice.
I mean...
Are you offended, Rana?
And I give it to a seagull. No, I feed a seagull.
Accidentally, you're like, oh.
I got an extra one. I wanted to.
They're actually really good. The skin is super crispy. There's like those flakies of salt on the outside, but they're full of little bones. So you guys have to be really careful as you like nibble your way through this stick food.
Yeah, no, Talia just eats all through it.
Oh, there you go.
Get that extra calcium in there.
You smile and there's like 80 bones just sticking out from between all.
Lovely little place. So as we continue on, we're at 14, right across from the market.
Well, that's the council hall right there.
Well,
so here we
hello,
are.
town council.
Yes. It's a large brick building, sturdily built, and there are a couple of people kind of wandering around in a courtyard, mostly people who seem to be kind of bustling about on their own business, maybe carrying some file folders.
Well, that's a lot of file folders for such a small town. Shall we head inside? And Talia steps up and pushes her way inside.
Cool. Inside the like front gate, past the courtyard, but not quite in the building proper, there's a sturdy but weather-beaten platform and gallows.
Oof.
That look to be well used.
Well,
Let's
that's
roll.
terrifying.
Dice here.
There are 19 people hanging.
There's no one hanging there right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Except for the ghosts of all the people before. Just kidding, there's no ghosts. So you go inside.
There's no ghosts and ghosts of Saltmarsh.
Cool. You guys go inside. You seek audience with the council, and after waiting for a little while, they let you in. It's a nice chamber that you're brought into, and there are 5 people sitting behind a long table.
I've seen nicer chambers. Hello, my name is Talia.
And then everyone kind of looks to your companions.
As I looked at them as well.
I'm
Yes,
Rana. And
and I am Hemiptera.
we are here. We're looking to speak to the council. Are we able to?
Yeah, so there's a female, like an older woman, a human, who is sitting in the middle of the table. She gruffly nods. She's got kind of short, silvery hair. She's dressed well in a purple cloak. And she says, I'm Ida Oeland. Please make your matters known to the council. Oh, excuse me. This is Galan, Aleander, Manistrad, and Anders.
Hello. Names.
You see, she's gesturing to her left and right. We have like a male human dude. There's also another one of those. A female dwarf, and then a third male human. So we got 3 of them.
Typical. And Talia says, well, we just wanted to tell you that after speaking with Father Oris, we went up north, probably, to the old alchemist's mansion, and we managed to clear it out. It had some spooky, scary skeletons, but mainly a number of bandits inside. And furthermore, and she reaches into the bag of holding and pulls out the odd-looking object with the adjustable shutter, the bullseye lantern with the adjustable shutter.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, we also found this, and I believe, or we all believe, that it was used in the window on the second story to do something spooky.
The tallest man at the table, he stands up. He has short red hair, and he's wearing kind of an official, like, captain's jacket, I guess. It's got like tasseled epaulets. He stands up from where he's sitting and he paces over to where you place the lantern, and he takes it in his hands as everyone else kind of like mutters at each other, and he examines it. And Ida continues to address you. She's like, very interesting. Yes, I saw those posters around town that Father Oris put up. I can't say that I blame him for his efforts. Very interesting indeed. A bandit's hideout, you said. And
Can I roll insight on her?
Sure.
Just to see if she's like, bandits?
Who, me?
Yeah. Secretly the bandit queen with a 5.
You know nothing of her
Yeah, bandit queen.
intentions.
All right.
Another man to her left, this dapper older gentleman who's very richly dressed, purses his lips. Ida, this is as we expected, that there are probably some bastions of these smugglers around town. I think it's good work that these men did. I'm sorry, and lady.
Yeah, you better watch your mouth.
Well, I was about to say that you should be richly rewarded, but excuse me.
About calling me a man.
Slip of the tongue.
We also found several barrels and bolts of brandy and silk. We believe they were trade goods that the bandits may have stolen. We were told that maybe you all would be able to find the rightful owners.
Ah, yes. Well, if the council agrees, I can probably find a place for them. Everyone kind of nods.
Does this guy look like a Disney villain, or are you just playing him like one?
He's a dapper older gentleman who's very rich, so that's my effort.
Disney villain.
So a classic American villain.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Cool. So this guy's just gonna pocket this stuff, isn't he?
Everyone else is like, yeah, cool, no problem.
Yeah, and Talia, like, takes the barrels out of the bag of holding, I guess. She's like tries to
like rolls them out.
Tries to pick them out, and then she's like, should be all here. And as she's like looking at one of the brandy barrels, with the front facing the council, she just makes a mark on it, a distinctive mark. Just scratches it really simply. You know, there's ruckus and stuff. It's like a
A little triangle or something.
I was gonna say a trident, like a little trident.
Oh, cool.
just because, who knows, if we are at a bandit lair in 5 episodes and we see these, you know, there's a bit of like, proof is in the pudding, and it never hurts to scratch a barrel. So she does that.
Totally. And Ida's like, well, I have to say that this does dovetail very well with the current efforts of the council, mine at least. And she shoots a kind of accusatory glance down the table at a couple of the other members who sort of shuffle in their seats. And being that you said that you've cleared out the alchemist's house from these evil ghosts, the smugglers, perhaps that will make way for the fishing operation I've been describing. And this female dwarf stands up and she's like, that's no reason that we need to move forward on the fishing operation, Ida. Just, we have to vote on it. You understand? She's like, yes, okay. Not in front of these citizens.
Well, you can do it in front of us. We don't mind. We won't watch.
It's not important. Gellin, how much did you think that we should reward these adventurers? It's like, 200 gold?
200 gold each seems very fair.
Oh, no, not each. That would be a heavy purse.
Oh,
and
well.
He stands up and he goes to the coffer at the back of the room. There's like a little pedestal with some sort of treasure chest that says, for official council use only on it. And he opens it and starts counting out money.
I hope you're factoring in the fact that we returned these goods. We did this under the goodness of our own hearts. We wanted to make sure that surely they fell back in the right hands. You can't put a price on lawful good. Can I roll persuasion?
Sure.
For just a little bit more? You got to always try.
So greedy.
It's fun to try. 13.
Gellin looks over his shoulder sharply at you. What else would you have done, my fine man?
We could have left them there for you to grab.
So I'm to
They're very heavy.
I'm to pay you some money for the transportation of the goods?
Well, let me ask you a question. If we had left the goods there, would you have gone and gotten them yourself, or would you have had to pay someone to get them?
Fair.
Now that's an argument.
I'll pay you 5 extra gold each. Is the council in agreement? And everyone goes, yeah. And so they're like,
yeah!
You get 215 gold pieces for the 3
You
of
know what? I'm calling that a fucking win.
That was good. That was good.
15 gold pieces at some point. We'll be like, oh, thank goodness, Talia was gonna.
I just so everyone knows, I'm also
Say again.
I'm also keeping track of all of our party wealth loot.
Oh, good. So if I do it
Little
wrong,
spreadsheet going.
Bless your heart, James.
Because mine was not as good.
Yeah, I totaled up all the stuff we had from our last adventure and then this, and that puts us at a grand total of 380 gold pieces and 162 silver.
Listen to
Nice.
you.
Let's buy a house.
The man who's like the captain-y looking dude. Sorry?
I was just gonna try to continue the conversation, but
Please
you're about
do.
to. So I was gonna say, we are here to return the goods and to speak of, our efforts, but we are also here for more information, as Talia had mentioned. And looking to the captain, I think this item here is to do with naval communication or something. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about it in your wisdom or experience. I'm going to persuade him to talk to us, and maybe I'll throw in a few, I've worked on a few small sleuth boats and some fishing, tackle experience, but I'm sure you have much more grander ships where this type of implement was familiar to you. And I want to persuade him to tell me what he knows, to try to,
Sure.
And I got a 19 to persuade.
He nods at you. Well spotted, son. Yes. Well, this does look to be a kind of signaling implement, as you suggest.
Is it from a particular ship, or is there any markings on it that you recognize? Maybe builder.
No, I don't recognize any particular markings.
Well, how does it work?
Well, you see, I assume that the smugglers in the house at the alchemist's station would have been using this lantern to signal to a ship passing in the night. You know, opening and closing this shutter here.
Just open and closing, or do you think it would have been some sort of message, coded message?
Likely a message, I'm sure. And roll history for me, Rana.
11.
You know that there is kind of an entrenched history of piracy and slavery in the area within the last 50 years or so. It's tapered off throughout the past couple of decades, but the town of Saltmarsh was very heavily affected by this, and this is probably where the captain of the guard has his information. Yeah, he nods at you.
Privateers or pirates? And do I know a name of like a particular band of pirates? Maybe I could throw in there to see.
Not with an 11, unfortunately. Okay. He says, I'm going to keep this lantern for our investigation, and I thank you all, the three of you, very much for your efforts.
Hold on right there. And I look to the others. Are we cool with that?
Well, I think we should do an insight check for sure.
Yeah, definitely an insight. I agree.
I wasn't going to put that forward. Maybe one of you guys could do it.
I'll do an
that
insight.
Sounds like you're...
No, I don't have insight.
Sorry,
I'll give it a shot.
Everyone
13.
has insight.
Yeah.
Can we all do it? Let's all do it.
Of course you can.
Show if
You're all in the room.
I got a natural one.
Rock. I'm going to hold my stone that I got from the last episode.
Ooh,
and I'm going to take advantage on the ability check here.
Nice.
So this is a luck stone. I believe we talked about it off camera last week. But Rana has a luck stone which allows him to gain advantage on one ability check of their choice. And then the stone can't be used this way until the next dawn.
Nice.
I like the idea of it being, because it's like a smooth kind of like river rock is how I'm picturing it. It's like a cool smooth stone, but I think after I use it, it gets covered in like moss and barnacles and things.
Ooh, cool.
Really mundane.
So you rolled with advantage and you got a
17 with the...
And I rolled a natural 1, but because I'm a halfling, I get to reroll. So I was just going to wait, and I got a 12, so yours is still the highest.
Rana, you perceive that this dude, what the fuck is his name? Eleander. He's pretty straight up with you. He just wants this lantern to be able to further investigate the piracy, smuggling activity in the area. He wants to be able to figure out more about who could have left this in the house and why, what it might lead to.
So perhaps as they're counting out our gold pieces and the extra 15 gold pieces, I stop them and I say, the 200, or sorry, let's say you can keep my 5 gold pieces. I can't speak to the others, but what I'd like to say is perhaps in lieu of the gold pieces, you would share information and point us in the direction of where the next steps would be taken to pursue this evil, as we do enjoy the adventure, but more to the point is we want to make sure that Saltmarsh is safe from people like these bandits we faced. We're trying to be good for Saltmarsh, and I think we can do that.
The youngest member of the table speaks up for the first time, the one who Ida introduced as Anders. And he says, I like your get up and go attitude. I think that's really great. I think that's what we need here in Saltmarsh. I think we need people who are energetic, who are ambitious, people who really care about the town. I like this guy. What do you guys think? And Ida's like, well, typically we vote on these matters about welcoming requesting citizens to take part in an investigation not typically the way that we do things. And Anders is like, yeah, but I mean, times change, Ida. And look at them. They're frothing at the mouth, trying to help and get information from us, pumping us with all kinds of insight rolls.
Tally's just like frothing, literally.
Literally.
Sounds like they really want to help. And I think that this could be like, let's let them. Why not? They came here with all of these stolen goods because they wanted to do the right thing. This could only benefit us. Let's use these people.
This guy gets it.
And she's like, all right now. All right. Calm down. Aleander, take your seat, please. And he walks back around the table and sits down beside her. And then you're looking at the 5 of them.
What kind of humanoid is Aleander?
He's a human.
Did we say he was a human? Okay.
Mm-hmm. If you leave the lantern with us to perform some rudimentary investigations, we will be back in touch with you in 2 days' time to discuss future employment. That will give us an opportunity to have a conversation amongst the members of the council and come up with the terms of your contract. Is that amenable?
I think that I think it's very fair. I think if you can think to us for anything that needs being done, we will be more than happy to oblige.
Works for me.
Thank you very much.
2 days then. We'll see you 3 here. Thank you very much. And
can we do a quick check on the rest of just to see if there's anyone who's having a reaction that might imply that they're against this thought, or maybe the fact that they're bringing in new people, maybe they're sweating a little with the talks of the bandits and maybe the pirates and things, and someone might look a little bit shifty-eyed with all that talk.
Yeah, I mean, that would be an insight roll. You can kind of do just a general once-over on everyone as you're heading out the door.
Yeah, I'll do that as we leave. 14.
Cool. You catch Manistrad, the female dwarf, kind of glowering at Ida. You're not really sure why.
What does glowering mean?
Looking darkly, maybe.
That's how I look most of the time, Harlan.
Yeah, Chris glowers 80% of the time.
Cool.
Well, yeah.
I like it. Cool.
Great stuff. What happens next?
I think we leave. And Natalia says, well done, Rana. That was a good play. It seemed to really inspire that young Alder, whatever his name was.
I think as soon as we're outside of the chamber, Urine meant to do this a while ago, but did. So he pulls out that page we found that kind of had like the weird symbols on it. Equals A and that equals B. And he just very quickly is going to cast languages on it to see if he can get any information from the page.
Cool, yeah. So you get...
With the new insight from the captain, is it possible? Are you thinking in line that might be the signaling code? Is that what you're leaning towards?
I'm thinking so, but I also... I think Urine is not comfortable in heavy diplomatic situations. So he was pretty quiet during the meeting, but he remembered the page, and he remembered that he wanted to take a closer look at it. But I think he also thinks it's better to give it to the captain. He just wants to get all the information he can from it first.
Interesting.
I'm not finding it immediately in the book, but I remember this paper as having been very standard kind of rudimentary translations of common phrases in Goblin.
Okay.
Stuff like put those here, or 5 minutes, or lift. You know, kind of stuff that you might use to instruct like a manual.
Yeah.
labor.
Comprehend languages, I wouldn't be able to recognize the language as goblin. I just get the literal interpretation, right?
Well, forget that I told you that.
Delete.
Well, I'm just asking. Like,
No, that's fine.
I love that as James, but Urine doesn't, or Hemi doesn't know that, right?
No.
Can I write that down?
Okay,
Hemi?
perfect. Hemi, yeah, Hemiptera. So he's gonna take the page and he's gonna just like read that over real quick, and then I think he's going to very unceremoniously, maybe even before the door fully closes on the council chambers, run back in and like, go up to the captain, and like he's looking up at the captain on the desk and he goes, excuse me, but we also found this page with the lantern. I don't know if it's helpful or not, but it looks to be some sort of directions in another language. I thought this might help you. Okay, bye. And he turns around and runs back out.
Awesome, because he's like, "Ho there, gnome. Perhaps you know of my being a linguist."
No, not at all.
And he shakes out the page, and he's like, "Well, I know 7, so kind of a local celebrity, actually. It's kind of interesting that you came over here and gave this to me." Yes, and then he reads out to you exactly what you had learned, basically with comprehend languages, but then with the additional information that it's goblin.
There you go. It all came around.
Straight up,
There
local
we go.
celebrity due to knowledge of multiple languages.
That's so funny.
Dope.
Um,
Well,
Was there any
I'm
writing
glad
pieces
I-
we needed translating?
sorry, Chris, say again.
Wasn't there more that we needed translating? I thought there was like some other pieces that we might, like a book or something, a book that we needed translating as well.
You gave a lot of your written materials to Father Orus for money. You sold them to him. But I don't know, what else do you guys have? There were some other written materials.
Most of the stuff I think was just like, so I made a list. There was like a doll, the bottle of wine, my armor.
There's the alchemy stuff we gave to Father
Yeah,
Orc.
we gave
right?
him everything else.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's go have some fun. And Talia pushes past everyone and is like, let's go see what's on the town, fellas. We just got back from an adventure. Don't you want to go stir up some more trouble?
Oh yes, Talia, I think that's a great idea. What about you, Hemi?
Hemi?
I personally could go for a nice hot beverage.
That sounds lovely. Let's find one of those stalls in the market and get a real nice Saltmarshian drink.
With marshmallows.
Aw.
Marshmallows.
Salty marshmallows.
The ghosts of Salt Marshmallow.
There's a couple of cool like taverns and pubs and restaurants and stuff in town. There is a place called the Empty Net, which is marked as 8 on the map, partially supported by stilts driven into the harbor. It's a rickety tavern.
Let's go there. Let's go to the Empty Net. And Talia points across the bay.
There's also one that's much closer to you, actually, right next door. Number 13 is called the Snapping Line.
Yeah, Talia still points the one way across as Hemi and Ron are like looking next door. Let's go over there.
Do you?
We can go. No, we
Where
go next
do you
door to
have
13.
lunch?
You know what? We do something that I'm dying to do, where we sit out front and we order a hot beverage and we just watch the people pass. and we
That's
chat.
really what Urine wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like get a nice hot drink, go and like sit on a dock and just like kick your shoes off and let
Or-
the water lap at your feet and
What I
just
was
like
thinking,
chill
like,
for
order
a
plate of
moment.
nachos, you know, like get
Ooh,
like,
yes, nachos.
get a party platter. Do you have calamari?
They do. God, so much. So it's great.
We have calamari, giant calamari, extra
Right
giant
from the
calamari,
Kraken.
dragon calamari.
Dragon calamari. Dragon turtle calamari.
Yeah, we order sort of cervezas and we do a little bit of snacking and we watch the people and just have a great time.
I
think.
love it. Okay.
This is really just living out. This
that.
is true fantasy role playing.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Socializing in public.
Yeah.
With like,
Jail.
each other's personal space too. We're really like basically cuddling.
What is this? Did you see this? Look at
What?
this.
No,
Ghosts in my Saltmarsh. It's more likely than you think. 3 free PC check.
Where are you seeing this?
It's in the Invictus memes. It's fucking good.
I can't. Oh, wow.
Katie!
Where's the
That's
meme page?
amazing.
It's like just below this.
Katie,
Ghosts
you,
in my
you
Saltmarsh.
get 1
It's more
XP.
likely than you think. Free
Katie,
PC
you get
check.
an XP right now.
Fucking
That's
funny.
amazing. As you guys hang out in front of the the Snapping Line.
Snapping Line.
Yes, which is a popular inn and tavern built from the planks and hulls of a half dozen decommissioned fishing ships
Ooh.
with predictably nautical themed decor.
Would you like to house fish and ships?
You overhear some people talking about a rumor. They're talking about something cool.
Ooh, can I do a perception?
Yeah.
A 3.
Yeah, you don't hear shit. You're super excited about your calamari.
Oh, Talia is digging in. She's had raw calamari on the island 7 years. She's eaten it, but she's never had cooked calamari. She only got it back like 3 days ago. So all of this
I
is like...
love.
What were you gonna say?
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is like sensory overload. Like everything is new. Everything is exciting. She's just like shoveling calamari into her face. She's
How
drinking
long
hot
were you on
beverage.
that island and you never could start a fire to cook your calamari? Or
No, but not deep fried calamari.
Not
like it's
breaded?
not like it's just like
unbreaded.
yeah. She's
I think
massive.
my new favorite image of Talia is her being alone on the island and killing fucking squids.
Yep.
So she can have calamari. Like that fight is everything I want to see.
Oh yeah, it's like if you watch Kong Skull Island when he fights that like octopus. It's like that, but just halfling size with a tiny little
They're these little tiny squids. They're
Yeah.
so cute.
yeah.
So excited.
But yeah, she doesn't hear it. And she's
No,
like,
you don't hear anything.
Let's go.
She's got a tentacle in her ear.
Anyone
You guys
else
should
want
roll
to
something
too.
attempt
Yeah,
to
sorry,
overhear this cool rumor that I have rolled on a table for?
Yes. Hit us with that sweet, sweet goss.
Cool. I'm just gonna do it because it's cooler if you hear it, and I don't really care. You hear someone say, if you see someone at the docks wearing a red cloak after dark, slip them a copper piece and they'll connect you with smugglers from beyond this world who can sell you anything you've dreamed of.
Interesting.
Well, that's really convenient.
Yes.
Sweet. We can get a free copper piece.
Sweet.
Oh, so true. You guys just have to stand around the docks dressed up in red cloaks.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Let's do it. I'm into that
next campaign.
side adventure.
So yeah, I mean, people come back from their fishing. You see, the daily energy and bustle of the crowd just carries over into a rowdy night if you guys just hang out here all night long. Fishermen are like chugging ale, swapping stories all around you about like the marlin that they were trying to bring in and how the line almost snapped and then a turtle came on and there was like a fight between the marlin and the turtle and the one guy's like, that's bullshit. I've never heard of a turtle fighting a marlin.
And we
then
just
they get
watch
in a
all of
fist
this.
fight on the docks and
Talia's pulled her da out and he's on the table with us and she's like chatting to him every once in a while. And like I feel like there's like a speed up where everything passes and then Talia's like finishing a story and she's like, and that's when I knew I had killed a dolphin. It was an accident, of course, but I ate that for an entire month. She's like regaling the horrors of being on an island for 7 years alone. And then night comes.
Night comes in. As far as being left to your own devices for a few days, we have some options in the town of Saltmarsh.
I want to do that midnight thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if you see someone at the docks wearing a red cloak after dark. Unless you guys want to go buy red cloaks so that you can swindle people. I'm sure no one would
There is
stab
kind
you.
of the question. No one's gonna stab us. We're mysterious red-cloaked figures.
We're invincible.
We are the stuff of legends.
Go on.
I was just gonna say we have a bit of a purse on us. I'm completely unfamiliar with items in the world of D&D. Is there any like standard adventuring fare that we should be thinking about with this nice pop-up market that is today?
There certainly is. However, I'm going to tell you, meta, don't waste your money on standard adventuring gear today. Because when you go and talk to the council next, they're going to be like, hey, whatever you guys need, I'm going to give that to you. So don't waste your money on it.
Cool.
Window shop. Cool. We'll go by and we'll figure what we want.
However, I can definitely have Harlan or Chris send you a table of standard adventuring gear that you can choose from.
You know what? I find D&D
that'd
gear
be dope.
balanced really well.
It is.
Because there's never, like, I've never had the feeling where I'm like, oh, I need to quickly get this spear or something, because kind of from the get-go you got everything you really either need, or to work up to the next thing isn't terribly difficult, other than stud leather armor, which I always wanted. Magic items are a different
You know
story.
what? I'm gonna post it in our private chat. There you go.
Magic items are a different story, and I'm wondering if this town has any magic items.
So that's a cool thing. I'm just gonna read out a list that I've compiled for you guys, that about stuff that you might want to do in the next week or two, as you're hanging out around town. So you can continue exploring the town, gaining rumors, looking for side quests. There's a bunch of them. You can buy and sell magic items here.
Wow.
Which is really cool, and there's a whole mechanic for it, which we can talk about later. If you're interested in kitting your adventurer out exactly the way that you want it, most of the time in D&D, you cannot buy or sell magic items just because they are very expensive and rare. But Saltmarsh has that ability, which is great. Carousing is an option. You can also choose to become a researcher, or seek other kinds of official employment to gain money in town, or you can offer yourself as a mercenary. So there's lots of stuff going on in Saltmarsh.
Maybe we should do some mercenary work. Get our combat chops up. Thoughts, team?
I'm on board for mercenary work as long as
it's lawfully
we agree.
Just.
Like if we're gonna go and kill the, I don't know, strong arm some people. It's not
kill Rana, Urine, and Talia. Oh,
wait. This is stuff like serving as caravan guards, protecting merchants, sentries aboard ships. This is stuff that Rana has already done a lot of in his lifetime.
He's like, fuck it.
It's not like being a bandit.
All right, well, I want to go look at those magic items. Let's go check that out. That sounds exciting.
Cool.
What do we got? We walk into the magic item shop. Or is it just like in the market?
Well, yeah. So this chick, she's called Xendross. She is a red tiefling. She calls herself Captain Xendross.
Ooh. Hello, Captain.
She can broker the sale of magic items. So she's hanging out behind, she's in like a dark alleyway, I think.
Oh.
Not because her business is shady, but because she just prefers it. Actually, I'm going to show you guys a picture of this chick because she's kind of awesome. There she is, Captain Xendross.
Cool.
Dope.
Jope. So in order to engage her services, you need to pay her a retainer of 50 gold every week as an item broker. And then depending on what kind of rarity the magic item is that you're looking for, she's going to ask a different price for it. So essentially, it's going to take her X amount of time to find it for you, and it will cost X amount of dollars. So there's like a per week cost and then a per item cost as well. So you have to pay for her to be on retainer for you.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cool.
It is pretty cool. She also hangs out at a different place.
I mean, I would totally go in for a folding boat. I feel like this is the one campaign where I'd love to have a folding boat in my back pocket, which is basically a wooden box that's 12 inches long.
It's like a
and weighs-
Minecraft boat.
Yeah, but then you throw it down and it unfolds to a 10-foot long, 4-foot wide, 2 feet deep boat with oars, an anchor, a mast, and a sail. And it can hold up to 4
pretty
creatures.
sick.
To me, this would be something that would be worth... unless...
For sure. While you're chatting with her, she's also like, apart from the money, if you ever come across an apparatus of Qualush, is that what it's called? Apparatus of... I just saw it.
Quelch?
Qualish. If you ever come across an apparatus of Qualish, I will give you anything you want for it.
Anything.
Any magical item at all.
Cool. How would you go about getting us a folding boat, and how much would it cost?
Cool. What's the rarity of a folding boat?
Rare. The rarity is rare.
It'll be 2,500 gold.
Never mind. Bye. And I walk away. All right.
Maybe. Might get there.
I mean, definitely, but at that point, I'm just going to kill someone and take their boat.
And it will cost additionally 3 weeks of work. So
Okay, here's a
another
question.
150 gold.
What about a cloak of patches? What's that patch cloak?
Cloak of useful items?
Yeah, what about that
Robe
one?
of useful items.
Yeah. I asked her about that one. Same, depending on rarity?
Yeah.
Can I get-
It is uncommon.
It's only 300 gold.
Okay, so a robe of useful items has a patch for a rowboat, which is 12 feet long, plus other things.
Yeah, the cool thing about the folding boat is that you can fold it back up again and put it in your pocket.
Yeah, it's
But
true. Once you use the...
Chris, what are you looking at?
I kind of want to do it a little bit more quietish. I want to talk
Okay.
to her. I said, I want to see if I can get some items, and I'll use my own portion of the gold to get her to find some underwater breeding stuff, because I want to show these guys where I'm from.
Aww.
Aw.
I love this.
Like-
Colin Burkhart says the cool smuggler lady checks her marker-stained hand to make sure she got the name right. Apparatus of Qualish. It's Qualish.
I need this.
I know what I'm talking about.
Didn't we get a potion of water breathing or something?
You're thinking about dice
There's a
shame.
dice shame. Yeah, that's cute. I mean, we'll Urine and I are over in the corner, and I feel like these two assholes are so... I feel like Talia's like, I don't think that's belly buttoned in. And he's like, I think it's belly buttoned in. She's like, I don't think it's belly buttoned in. Like, there's so many scenes where you snap over to them and they're doing just stupid, mundane shit.
Yeah.
So water breathing is a spell.
There's a potion for it,
So there's a
possibly.
potion of water breathing, but then you could also acquire like a ring that would store that spell in it, or a wand that would store that spell. So you could do it a couple of different ways.
Could she give me like a price point for a couple of those? Like, is one gonna be like 1 billion gold pieces versus one's 12 gold pieces?
Frankly, Chris, I would need to look all that stuff up. So
Okay,
it's
well, we'll do
probably
that in, like, an
between
off-
75 gold and 50,000 gold. We'll put it that way.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is gonna retain her for the 50 gold.
Cool.
Find me a reasonably priced one, and it'll be from my 50
Would
gold.
you settle
gentlemen.
for a potion of water breathing?
I really would want 2 of them.
Okay, so that would cost you 600 gold and 3 weeks. She would do
Okay.
that for you. So that would be
keep that in
600
mind. There's
plus
no sense in getting her to do that
150.
right now, I guess, right? So, good to know.
Yeah, well, who knows?
Could I trade her the stone I have?
She looks at the stone and she laughs and gives it back to you.
Barnacly. Wait, I swear, by tomorrow it'll look great.
And I put my hand around it. It's all right. All right, let's go do some mercenary work or something. Let's go
Oh, why is
find
she
it.
laughing at the stone? Why does she laugh at the stone?
Don't worry about it, Rana. Don't worry about it.
What happened? I want to know. Is it
probably
part of me
common.
now?
It's probably common or
Yeah,
something. All right, let's do some work that will earn us money. I like the idea of a mercenary work. Let's like guard a caravan or something. Where can we find that job?
Cool. Well, you guys can wander around town
Picture like a bulletin board, like a big
for real. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a fucking defensive tower that's 60 feet tall. That's number 12 on our map called Hool Watchtower. And pinned to the base of it, so this is like the official base of the town guard, pinned to the base of this tower on like a little Craigslist bulletin board, there are some side quests. And today the side quest reads, rescue captive from Dreadwood.
Ooh.
From the bandits.
I like the sound of that. And Talia
Yeah.
pulls it off. Come on, boys! And she holds it up and starts marching in a direction, unaware of which direction she's marching.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Got an address.
For the sake of knowledge, Yurin would like to read the other side quests very
That's it.
quickly.
There's only
before...
one today.
Oh, well, there we go. All right, let's do it!
I
But
love the idea that Talia starts marching and Rana like turns her in the direction of the Dreadwood rather than like telling her. And she just doesn't even break stride. She's like, right.
put it this way, the Dreadwood is a little bit far away. It's probably going to take you more than one day. So why don't you guys hang out until the next day? We'll have the council meeting and then you can go to the Dreadwood.
All right.
Okay.
She Rana turns her again and she's like, we'll wait. And she puts it back on the board and then walks away. And then Yurin grabs it from the board. To be like, I don't want anyone else taking it. Well, we spent last night drinking and watching the people go by. What should we do today? I don't want to spend $2,000 on something magical.
Let's see what other places are on the map. Let's take a look again.
Yeah, dude.
We were at 15. 18 are just a bunch of like rich people houses. What was 21 again? Is that where we went for the...
21 is the Mariners Guild Hall. Sea
go there.
captains in search of a crew are hanging out here. So they're like looking for sailors and shit.
That's going to take us away as well. Let's walk up to the mansion. And Talia walks up towards the biggest mansion.
Ooh. You just go over to a mansion
Yeah,
and you're
let's
like,
call it-
hey,
Let's
I'm
call
a
it
halfling.
20.
Good.
We go up to mansion 20.
Talia? Just gonna go introduce yourself?
We're trying to kill time.
Yeah, you guys are just wandering back and forth, neighborhood to neighborhood, tourists, but also looking to cause mischief and make money somehow.
In all fairness, for 7 years Talia was on the island. She doesn't really understand that the bigger house means that it's not anything different. So maybe she thinks it's like a pub. She'll walk up and who knows, maybe this is an adventure.
Cool. I mean, 20 is a complex of several buildings. It's modest but well made. There are 3 smaller buildings and then a huge big one that's like a big mansion. You just walk up to the mansion.
I think we do a little bit of snooping. I say, let's snoop around a little bit.
There's some guards.
Yeah, and
there's about a dozen of them wandering around this complex.
I think we'll walk up to the guards.
You just so are you snooping and stealthing, or are you just gonna go up to the guards and say, "Hey"?
I was snooping until I saw the guards,
Ah.
and then I was like, "Wait, I'll waving the others over."
So like I imagine
Kind of feel like a tourist, you know, like my dad in some place. He'd be like, "Well, where's this house?" And you don't know if it's just like a person's house. Like that's what Talia's doing. She's like, "Well, we're touring," so she's just gonna walk up and ask.
You go and talk to a guard.
Yeah, she's like, "Well, that's lovely armor. What is this place?"
Thank you. This is the Saltmarsh family's complex. I'm Jermaine.
Hi, Jermaine.
Hey.
Saltmarsh?
What?
What is it? The mansion
The
complex?
Solmor, Solmor, I think.
And
I can't read.
oh, sorry, Jermaine. And do you have any information about the Saltmarsh? Do they live?
Yeah. Yep.
Rana, do you know anything about the Saltmarsh?
Yes, I do. In fact, they're a well-to-do family compared to most of the other fishermen around. Strangely enough, they do strong-arm some people into getting their way sometimes. I've seen that on the docks when there's some trading to be done. I've seen them undercut some prices.
Oh, is that all
That's
true?
about all I know.
Surprisingly, that's very good, Chris, considering what's written in the book. That's almost 100% right there.
I got that
Family's
much from
trading
this introduction.
fleet. They have storage for expensive goods. Yeah.
Good job, Chris.
I'm gonna swim to 30.
And Talia's like, do
Yeah.
they have anything in there that they shouldn't? Anything illegal?
What? No.
Well, do they do things like bandits would do?
No.
Can I roll
Joe,
insight?
just out of curiosity, because I can carry these two, and I can move in water like walking. Could I be their boat, and we could swim to 30? Like riding a dolphin.
the
they could
island.
be up and down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that island seems interesting.
I
Like a
think
3-hour tour.
I think you would be moving at half speed because people use arms for swimming, but you're a merman, so why the fuck not? Yeah, you can carry them on your back.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Well,
But we'll
Talia
go-
feels satisfied, and she says, well, tell Mr. Salisbury that we'll drop by for a visit.
And I would also probably say that any trip that's longer than like a half hour, you're going to start taking levels of exhaustion. How's that sound?
Well, maybe we could just borrow a rowboat.
I like riding Rana around. I think that's
No,
fun.
I
Reminds me
understand
of
it's a
Swiss
big
Army
trip,
man.
but-
I mean,
I know
we
it's-
still have a rowboat too. It's still lashed to the dock that we brought in from
I
the
mean,
alchemist.
when's the
Oh,
last
that's
time you
right. We
checked
own
on
a
that
rowboat.
rowboat? No, it's true.
Bye!
I mean, it's probably gone forever.
Jermaine's like, bye.
And we leave, and I say, well, they
go to
seem
Berlin?
nice. We should go back there and ask if we can come over for dinner. This town seems friendly.
Night's coming on. You guys go back. You check on your rowboat. It's still there.
I'm liking this idea of rowing to the island and seeing what's on it.
Night Island.
Night Island.
Let's do it. Night Island.
What do you guys think? Night Island? Night Island?
Night Island.
Night
Island.
Island.
Let's do it.
Cool. There's a beautiful, beautiful island that grows bigger as you approach it. I mean, it doesn't actually grow bigger. It just looks like it does.
It's a magical growing island.
Ah!
Why do these objects grow?
Stupid game. Yeah, it's really nice. As you guys pull the rowboat up on the rocky shore and you make your way up onto the island itself, you make out in between the shrubberies here and there, the trees growing on the island, that there are two enormous runestones standing here. Yeah.
I take a look at the runestone. Oh, Yaren,
Yes.
touch.
There's some stones there.
You can interpret languages.
sorry. Yeah, I can.
What?
Nothing. Just urine. Touch that.
All right. Well, I'll look at it. Is it dwarven?
It's you don't see any like decipherable runes.
You said it was a runestone.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Two enormous runestones stand on this island, and then it just tells you the story of the runestones, but then there's no... I guess there are runes on it, I would presume.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Well,
Like a
do we know?
pillar
The,
with marking on it.
do we know the
It's gonna be
story
rock.
of it?
It doesn't seem like a story that people would be proud to put on runestones.
All right.
There
I
once
have a
was a stone.
perception around
And
the
there was
island
another stone.
I would
And
say
so-
with a
actually,
natural one. That's my second natural one.
You know what, Urine, I would let you do a history check on these runestones.
Would
How's that?
love to do a history check. That sounds fun. I like rolling dice.
I would
and
also
doing
permit
things.
Rana to do this.
Tally
you.
didn't want to anyway.
History check.
Actually, Chris,
is
I want you
going
to
to-
roll with disadvantage.
Well, it's unnecessary. I didn't do well to begin with. Actually, yeah, 10.
What'd you get, James?
Dirty 20.
Oh,
Whoa.
jeepers cripies.
Jeepers creepers, Mr. Willikins.
In ages past, you know that a siren was once chained to these stones and sacrificed by an evil human tribe as an offering to the sea.
Yo, that's metal.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking metal. It is said that the siren's spirit was captured by the stones, and that sometimes you can hear her captivating song echo through the water. But you've never heard it.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's fucking great. There was a siren that was chained to these stones and sacrificed by a bunch of humans, and her soul is still trapped in the stones.
Talia looks around, spooked. And then she looks at the base of the stones and starts digging to see if she can find a skull.
Talia. No.
But I just
That
wanted
is.
to. All right, and she stands up, rubs the dirt on her pants.
I know.
She'd be happy.
Why did they sacrifice the siren?
As an offering to the sea.
They
Horrible.
did it as an offering to the sea.
I know the sea. They wouldn't want that at all.
The sea
Yeah,
is a mysterious creature.
I feel
Should we liberate
haunted.
the spirit somehow? Maybe we can help her.
I wouldn't know how to even start to try and maybe do that.
We could break
What
the
are the
stone.
do I know anything about sirens? Can I do a nature check to see if I know them to be particularly evil creatures?
Crabsolutely.
Always evil? And what would that be? A nature check?
Yep.
16, please.
Cool. You know that sirens are fey creatures. They don't usually live on this plane of existence, though sometimes they do pass through the planes. And that they the popular legend is that they lure sailors to their deaths.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
either way,
I'm not a big fan of fey creatures to begin with because of my Oath of the Ancients.
well, Talia puts a hand on the stone and she says,
Good
"Siren,
riddance.
we're sorry that you passed away in such a terrible manner. Hope your soul is at rest." And she takes her hand off.
And like a seagull flies away from where it was sitting in a tree nearby, just wings away into the darkness.
And Talia watches it and she's like, I could probably shoot that. Is there anything else on this island?
That's about it. I mean, it's really nice and it's very peaceful here, but it's also kind of spooky, especially as darkness gathers around you.
What if we camp here for the night and see if we can hear the
Ghost stories.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. And Talia immediately pulls out her tent and starts unraveling it and like kicking the sleeping bag and
So cute.
setting up a little fire.
Oh my
Do we
God.
sleep right beneath the siren stones? That's spooky.
We do.
Guys,
Yeah.
too scary.
I think you guys all share dreams that night. You dream about this captivating song echoing through the water, and you dream of just schools and schools of silvery fish that swim. I was gonna say fly. Swim overhead as you're like underwater looking up at them through the waves. It's very beautiful, and you hear this song.
I didn't sleep that well last night. I had a lot of spooky dreams.
It was all the calamari. You ate like 3 pounds of it.
I did. Don't go behind that tree. It's a big mess.
Jesus Christ.
It's definitely a giant calamari, if you know what I mean.
You're not a halfling. You must be a fulling. Look at the size of it.
There's no
Hey.
way.
As a dad, let me tell you, little things can make big messes.
Big packages.
Chris knows what's up.
Apart from that, nothing cool or spooky happens. You just have a really nice night. But today is the day.
But we get inspiration for sleeping on the island.
Yeah, you guys get an inspiration.
Dun dun. So now
Party
we have one
inspiration.
party and one each inspiration.
One each?
I want individual. You only give party inspiration, which makes it difficult because I feel bad if someone needs it.
You can just fight them for it.
I don't want to fight them
My
for
stone
it.
is brand new, so it's good.
Yeah, your stone looks
I got
good
one.
again.
Yeah, mine does.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and I wake up and I speak to my skulls. But you know what? No, Talia wakes up and the spirit of the siren whispers to her.
Ooh.
Because it's just spirits in general that are meant to give me my proficiency. And I feel like the siren would give me proficiency in Arcana. Or
Great.
something, right? Because they're Fae, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nature or Arcana. Let's say... Do either of you have a bonus on that already?
Good question.
Joe, can I turn the Faithless, just one of my spells, while I'm here? Just to see what happens.
Sure, what does that do?
Nature and Arcana, I'm at a +4.
both?
Utter ancient words that are
Yeah,
painful
for
to
both.
fae and fiends to hear. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and each fae or fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear you must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Cool. So you just wander around with your holy symbol held high, like saying,
Gone, Faye. You're not wanted here. You don't belong in this realm.
harsh.
We had two
Yeah.
very
What the-
different
what?
experiences with this.
Yeah.
creature.
Wow.
Well, I know it's
I
weird
was-
though, because that's one of my like tenets. Is like I'm against the Fae and the fiends. So
I'm gonna take medicine instead because intelligence has been covered, so it doesn't really benefit me. So, and then we get back in the boat as Rana's screaming. You're and I are
I'm
like,
killed.
we're like looking at each other in the rowboat, like, is he all right? He seems to be really
Final
affected by
scream,
this siren
final
thing.
around the island. Oh, I feel much better. Thank you guys. Thanks for waiting. I climb in the boat. Push us off.
The
swim out the back.
island recedes from your view, totally unaffected by your paladin's meanderings.
But I believe it was
It makes him feel good, and that's why I do it. So it's been 2 days now, right?
Yeah, it's time for you guys to go back to the council. You guys row back to shore, tie up your boat.
And we walk towards the council in slow motion, like badass. Wasted 2 days doing nothing.
No, you guys had fun.
Oh,
right?
we did. I
You
just
learn
mean to
more about
say,
yourselves.
so often, like, there's, stuff we're coming back from. It's like, we just killed a giant. But now we're like, we just slept on an island and had calamari on the beach. It's,
amazing.
oh,
God.
don't get me wrong.
Role-playing games, am I right? Yeah, so you guys go back to the council, and essentially they just like, I mean, do we want to role play it?
No, you don't have to.
I kind of don't necessarily want to role play it.
Then don't worry
Basically,
about it.
these guys just tell you that they've taken into consideration your ambition and your desire to help, and they are like, listen, I should do this in character. Listen, Ida's addressing you, and she says, we've taken into account your request to help us with this problem with the smugglers, and most of the council thinks that it's a good idea. Here's what we'd like you to do. We believe that a smuggling ship will try to make contact with the smugglers that you dispatched back on shore. We think that the ship is set to arrive probably in 2 weeks' time. So you have lots of time to go on other side missions and pay for magic items and other cool stuff. If you guys want to go somewhere else for a while and come back, that's fine. Essentially, we will post a town guard to patrol the potential rendezvous points each night for the next 2 weeks, in case the smugglers return early. However, we anticipate their return in 2 weeks' time. At that time, we would like you to, well, to apprehend the vessel and put an end, once and for all, to this smuggling crew. And Captain Eleander stands up and he hands you back the lantern, Rana. And
Well,
he's-
it was mine, thank you. And, like, Talia takes it in between and puts it back in.
and he's like, I believe that this is the signaling lantern is being used to communicate with the vessel out in the waters. So you'll have to figure out how it works and what kind of messages you'll need to convey during that time, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. Any questions?
Can you
So-
provide us with tools and things that'll help us accomplish this? I mean,
They were promised to us by the GM.
yeah, like maybe like a boat or something that might help us.
I'm so glad you
intercept.
asked. We'll give you a small fishing boat at your disposal. It's going to be equal to the party size plus 2, I believe. Yep. So it'll seat 5.
Hold on, we got 3 people in the bag also.
That's right. There's actually more people. But Talia winks at him. She's like,
So we will provide services of 2 members of the guard that will help you sail and or row this boat as you will for the mission.
2 NPCs?
Yeah, but they're not going to hang out with you until you're ready to go and deal with the smugglers.
Can we have Jermaine from the house over there? He was really quite nice.
Oh, yeah, I know Jermaine. He's good. He's good people.
He can't read, but that's okay.
Doesn't need
I
to.
can't read either.
Doesn't need to read.
Brilliant.
We could teach him.
We will also offer you a reasonable amount of non-magical equipment that you feel that you require. So anything from the player's handbook within reason.
I like that.
Cue a montage
Yeah.
of you guys going shopping, right?
Obviously.
Do you have any more questions for
Yeah.
the council?
So they want us to use the hood, the bullseye lantern, to signal, but they don't know how it works, and we don't know how it works.
Is there anybody who might know how it works?
Yeah, I
or
wanna ask
how do
them,
they
be
know
like-
they're coming in 2 weeks?
Yeah, is there any way that you would give us an idea of how to use this lantern?
We don't know how it works, but we know that it's being used to signal the boat. So it's probably some kind of Morse code, like long, long, short, 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 long, short, long, or something along
Tal is
those
writing
lines.
it down. She's like, short, short, long, short. Right, but how?
Maybe it was the candles. Remember the candles? Maybe they were long and short ones.
You know what, dude? They tell me how it works, but they don't tell me how you guys are supposed to figure it out. Is straight up what's up in this.
Like I was gonna say, like there's no way we can't just guess. There must be.
Can there be like a
something.
lore expert in town, or like find a ship that has one?
Let me read you exactly what it says in this stupid module. If the characters discovered the bullseye lantern and the parchment in Area 22 of the haunted house, which you did, they have a big clue how to communicate, how the smugglers communicate. You might require the characters to make a successful DC 12 investigation check to determine how the system works. So if you
So-
guys just roll on it, then
So
you can
you tell us
figure it
that we
out.
know how it works, but you don't know how
I got a
it works, but we just
19.
know. That's awesome.
I know how this works.
Alternatively, like it says, certain facts are not written on the parchment. Alternately, you can allow the characters to experiment with sending signals. The signaling system uses the bullseye lantern to communicate the following messages by combining long and short flashes, and then it tells me what the different signals are with long and short flashes, but
this is
not
like-
how you guys are meant to find that out.
I feel like we're like on the shore practicing, and like
Yeah.
people start, like,
Thanks,
delivering, like,
80s.
whale
This
blubber
is a
and stuff, like,
cocaine-fueled night of
oh,
D&D.
whale blubber.
Yeah. This is
So
a
it's gonna
coke
be
dream.
like long, long,
Where
short.
people are like writing notes and like, oh man, I love this part of D&D where we got to spend like 2 hours figuring out the system. Fuck you. Just kidding.
So that's what's up.
So we figured it out because
I
it's
think-
19.
Who rolled a 19?
Chris.
I did.
Rana, you figure it out. You know the
Oh,
secret
God.
of the lantern. No, that's great. Yes.
Ron figured it out.
Rana figures out how to use it. And
Just clicks.
Yeah, what
Cool.
else do
All
you guys
right.
want?
Well, we'll signal them now because it'll take them 2 weeks.
no. What they're telling you is that when
In 2 weeks, we need to signal.
in 2 weeks the ship of smugglers is due back, and they're probably going to rendezvous at the old alchemist's house, which is now bereft of smugglers, where you guys will lie in wait.
Right.
They will try to signal the house. You guys will be there to signal back.
Gotcha.
And then you'll have to figure out how to apprehend the ship using a rowboat and 2 guards and
want us
put
to
an
destroy the
end.
ship?
They kind of shrug at each other and look around kind of awkwardly.
I don't mind if we destroy it.
Sure, man. If you want to have a ship, you shouldn't destroy it.
I want
But
to have a
if
ship.
you don't, if you're cool with a rowboat, then you can gut the ship for sure.
We'll take the ship. Thank you. We'll
I
call
mean,
it.
so this is the
something
cool
cool.
thing. If you guys want like a big fucking ship for yourselves, you can keep the ship, but you have to kill everyone on board.
Easy peasy. All right.
Or I
What
guess
is it-
most of them, and then just scare
What's the
everyone else
payment
away.
for this? What are we? I mean,
400
you're-
gold
H.
for for the successful completion of this mission.
How about 415?
If you bring us back some cool stuff.
Deal. Hey, do you know anything about that tiefling magic girl? She's spooky. She asked for something specific.
Yeah, she works for the trade delegation. Oh, she leads a trade delegation. That is in the name of INVICTUS, which I think is it's spelled IUZ. I don't know. A mighty Cambion and demigod.
What about the Saltmarsh? Do you know them?
The Saltmarsh?
No, the Saltmarsh. That's that rich house that I went up to. The one that Jermaine works at.
Oh, Jermaine's place.
No, he's just a guard.
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
Jermaine's the owner. Did he fool you? He does that with all the people.
they're like trading people,
Okay.
merchants.
That's all the things I need. We'll come back to you with a list of supplies. I think we need to put our heads together first.
Cool. What's going on in everyone's heads? You guys leave. You guys go get some more calamari.
I mean, yeah, we go
Yep.
back to our spot. They recognize us. I'm like, Mercutio, please.
You don't do
say-
that, do you?
Talia does, yeah.
Snaps at him.
It's a-
She
it's-
doesn't have
It's a
manners.
fictional world, and she's making a joke. But either way, she asks for another round or whatever the fuck. Immediately, my mind goes to a very specific way to get that ship, and I'm curious if we're all on the same page right off the bat.
God, I want to
Sink
hear
it
this
with
so
dynamite.
bad.
No. So Ron and I are on what we call different pages. Urine,
Yes.
are you on my page?
I maybe.
Insight check.
Well, what is your page?
Well, I'm thinking.
Speak me the words of your page mind.
I'm thinking that if they're meant to rendezvous with the house, then we'll empty the ship and then sneak on the ship as it's empty. Easiest solution, right? Because it's much easier to defend a ship once you're on it than trying to get on a ship that's being defended. And I'm
But
thinking,
they will. I think they would find it odd and suspicious that if they get there, nobody is there and all of the supplies are gone.
well,
They
we don't
probably
have to be
expect
the
us to, like,
one,
read them.
but we don't have to be the one to be signaling. If we just tell somebody, hire somebody to signal, and we hide on the docks or somewhere in town while the ship unloads, and then we slip on the ship,
So the ship is not going to town.
wherever it docks.
The ship is going to the alchemist's house. So
house.
it's like 4 hours out of town. It's
And
just
it's
gonna.
probably not.
It's just gonna be.
It's probably not gonna. It's probably not gonna dock directly in the place. It's probably gonna anchor offshore and then rowboat
That's what
whatever
I mean.
supplies there are.
Then we go
Yeah.
on rowboat or whatever, you know? Imagine maybe getting some of those water breathing potions, getting in the water alongside it and climbing up while they're going into the house.
I think it's a
Empty
good
ship.
idea to do that to at least have fewer people. There's definitely going to be people on the boat still. They're not going to
Well,
like.
what I'm thinking is if this is the idea of drawing them off the boat, maybe we could do it in a more appealing way. Like, what if we lit the house on fire? What would they do? Would they unload to protect, or would they just leave again? Maybe we could have someone do the signal and then start a fire so that half the boat gets emptied to go deliver the ship, and then everyone else sees there's a fight. Let's get off the ship and go. There's ways we can do this.
I agree. I mean, there's lots of options for sure. It'd be nice to see what the water's like out front of the house and like
That's all
kind of
you
know
ever
the
say.
route they're going to take. Oh, yeah. I'm a fish person. Get
No,
used
but
to it.
I think that we could definitely manipulate. Like, obviously, Talia's game plan is always manipulation, but I'm thinking a combination of having somebody signal, or even having, you know, urine. Like, there's so many things that we could rig up to give the illusion, or to literally just flash the signal so that they leave the ship. And then maybe doing something else to cause the remaining people on the ship to either be distracted, you know, while we slip on, or just end up, you know, like imagine slipping on and then pulling up the anchor, right? Then the ship
Yeah.
starts moving, and then we can fight everybody. Like, what the fuck are they going to do when the ship's moving? Like, they're going to be trying to either stop it or fight us, and either way, it's going to be a distraction. It's exciting.
Well, what is our overall goal? What are they tasking us with? They're tasking us with just capturing the smugglers, stopping the smugglers. I have here written hastily in my notes, apprehend the vessel of the smuggling crew.
Sounds like they just want the stuff back and stopping the vessel from working. as a smuggling vessel.
So the land-based operation of the smuggling ring has been quashed by you, the PCs. There must be a seagoing vessel by which the contraband was originally conveyed, which is still at large. The council, fearful that any surviving smugglers could seek to reestablish their operation at some other base, would like you to apprehend the vessel and put an end to the smuggling. That is the full text of your mission.
We can do that.
And then essentially, once you accept the undertaking, the council tells you that you get a small fishing boat at your disposal. You get a reasonable amount of non-magical equipment. The boat is large enough to accommodate the entire party, plus the 2 members that they're going to give you to help row the boat or sail it or whatever. And
I mean, we could literally, we could set up like an anchor system in wherever they're going to land, and I could be in the water, swim up, hook the bottom of their boat, and then just let them wait and just be like, yeah.
True, but
and
that
if you come down in the water,
that doesn't kill them. We want to get rid of them.
It does if you wait 3 weeks.
Yeah, then you just have like, there's just a merman hanging onto the bottom of your boat.
Or, I mean, we could,
No, like I'm going to anchor to the bottom, to the sea floor. So like they're stuck. Like anchor to the bottom of their ship while they're on board, and then they're stuck in their boat.
What if they just?
What if they just
cut the anchor?
Cut the line? Yeah.
No, it's not going to be their anchor. Like I'm saying, like underwater, I attach a line to their keel.
Well, what if like 10 of them jump in? Underneath. Then it's just water combat. Either way, I like the way you're thinking. Or
they're stuck there, like something like that.
Rana,
or just trap the boat for 2 weeks.
Rana, you breathe underwater, right?
Right.
So you just hug the hull.
And swim the other way.
And Urine and I sneak on and hide in barrels. We're tiny. Maybe we just get on the ship.
Hobbits are good at going in barrels. That's like a...
Right? Like, what if we just stay on the ship, wait till it's like out of sea, and then just start pushing them off?
I think there's a misunderstanding fundamentally where you guys are anticipating that you're going to be the ones who are staying on land, and that the smugglers will send out rowboats to go to you guys.
What? Yeah.
Oh,
no,
that's
I
true.
expect. Yeah.
You're saying that they signal, and then the ship is expecting people to come out to it.
Correct.
Then yeah, my plan is totally kaput. I 100% figured that was that. I'm an idiot. So it gets pointed to Tally, and she's like, "Oh, right. Well, we could do the same plan. Just 2 big barrels, one of brandy and one of what do you want to be called?" I'm brandy.
Turnips.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be some thinking, right?
Yeah. I mean, should we end there? Because that's going to be a lot of thinking.
It's certainly enough thinking for us in real life that you guys are going to be tackling this problem next week. However, you did have a little bit of a side quest that you wanted to talk about.
That's right. Let's do some mercenary work while we're thinking.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to rescue a captive from some bandits in the Dreadwood.
Yep.
Now,
Talia stands up and starts walking in the wrong direction.
Again.
Let's go!
Let me tell you about the Dreadwood.
It's got a great name.
While I read about the Dreadwood. This is going verbatim from the book, everybody.
Good.
Long a home of horrid monsters and vicious raiders, the Dreadwood hides within its borders a multitude of terrors. Keoland maintains ranger patrols, that's the king, that sweep through the outer reaches of the forest periodically, while several wood elf clans dwell at its edge. The 2 forces are generally successful as keeping the monsters of the Dreadwood in check, but at times a threat that avoids them or overcomes them emerges to wreak havoc across the land. So there are planar bindings in the inner depths of the Dreadwood that spill forth undead creatures and other villainy. But that's not what we're dealing with today, or indeed in the 7 days that it takes your characters to get there, find your captive, and return them to Saltmarsh. No, this is a more mundane side quest. However, there's nothing written in the book about what this side quest comprises of.
So you're going to make it up next week.
No, I would really just like us all. You want to play through the side quest?
Kind of. You made it
Sounds
sound
cool.
much more exciting. It's in like a Feywild where there's planar shifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to play it?
Kind of.
I'll rate it and we can play through that.
They're both nodding emphatically.
I was gonna say we can all just role play through briefly what that looked like and
Should
how
have
you
picked
guys.
a dumber quest then, because you picked one too awesome.
Well, that's the dice, I guess. Cool. Okay. Well then, fuck that ship. That's gonna have to wait for a little while because we're going to Dreadwood, guys.
I'm into that. Yeah, I want to fight some fucking Fey wargs.
I mean, it seems like Rana has a bone to pick with some Fae for no reason, so let's do it.
Siren's Call Part 2.
God.
We calling it there for tonight?
Yeah, let's call it there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been These Unfathomable Depths. And we only had one minor internet issue, which resulted in it coming back. So who knows? Maybe, guys,
Maybe
this
we're
is the
back
start of something
online.
new.
What?
Maybe it's finally not going to fuck up.
What?
Probably not.
Yeah. who knows?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again to the lovely Chris, the talented James, and the fantastic Joe for playing this game tonight. Thank you to everybody who hangs out with us and chats. Remember when we used to do this for 3 hours?
Oh, no.
Crazy.
We would take a break around now,
Yeah, this would be the break time.
and then we'd go till 11.
Don't get me wrong. Sometimes 3 hours is nice, and there's certain games where I wish would go for 3 hours. But it's also like a lot. As now that we're old, and we're old, now it's like
I used to have to nap after work so that I could stream because
Yeah.
it would go so late.
the old.
Now I just nap because my bones ache.
James is like, I don't know what you're talking about.
James
I'm
is the
only.
I'm young and hot. I'm gonna stay this way forever.
Yeah, but this was a lot of fun. I'm really excited. We're in next week, and so we're doing this next week and the week after, and then we're taking a little break from Ghosts of Saltmarsh. After Ghosts of Saltmarsh, and we're going to be coming back to Ghosts, right, Chris?
Yes.
Good.
Sure, because I have fun.
Good. We're taking a little break though because it's a lot of the same
Oh.
for Chris.
The community is gonna lose their shit when they hear what's happening next.
Uh-oh. After that, on March the 3rd, I believe, is Wednesday night. Yeah, we are starting a short Call of Cthulhu campaign. That's right. It's going to be probably a 2 or 3-parter. It will be starring Joe, James, and 2 new guest streamers. They're coming on just for the Call of Cthulhu game, and I will be announcing that shortly. Just want to make sure that they're okay with the title of the game before I go into it. And we will be playing through a brand new adventure that I'll be writing, 2 or 3 episodes long. It's going to be a blast and a half, so get ready for that. It's going to get real. And that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, more Ghosts of Saltmarsh next week and the week after, and then Call of Cthulhu mini campaign. It's going to be dark, serious, gritty, exactly what you're looking forward to. So,
Sign up for INVICTUS Con
that's right.
2021.
2021.
We need our GMs in there.
Watch the
and
video if you haven't. It's nice and fun and light. And as always, Chris
Likes to say,
likes to say,
we'll see you around the table.
sit around the table, guys.